town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Like my hair? It's kind of funky. Just got out of the shower. Growing the top out. I'm not so sure it's a good idea, but I'm doing it. So anyways, you guys know I've had the Toro back, and I'm at that season where I need to bag some leaves, but it's not too much, a little bit here and there. It's not worth throwing the bagging system on the V-Ride 2 yet, because then it's all-time bagging, and that thing is a pain to put the bagging system on and off it, because there's baffles you got to bolt in the deck, there's a turbine on the side, there's the whole bagging system that hangs off the back. The mount's already there, I don't take the mount off. But there's just a lot to it, and I need that mower more right now for just side discharge than I do for bagging. So I've been taking the walker with me and the V-Ride 2, so when I have to bag I could just use the walker, but my thought is I can just take this because I have the Jumbo 6.2 accelerator. Look at all my junk here. I'm having a hard time trying to get rid of them tires and rims over there. I can't find anyone that wants them. Anyway, I have the 6.2 Jumbo accelerator right there that hangs right off the side of this. So I'm going to take this with the V-Ride 2 this week, and I can use the V-Ride 2 when I just need to side discharge, or I can even side discharge with this, or I can bag with this just by throwing the accelerator on for the little bit of bagging I'm doing right now. The problem is, the other day I went to pull this off the trailer, and I went to start it, and I pulled the choke up, and handle came right out. So I'll get a new choke cable, but for now I have to figure out how exactly that goes in there and see if I can get it to go back in and stick. So when you just saw me start it up there, I just reach down here and slide the choke cable over, and when I slide the choke cable over by pulling it like that, watch, it pushes that up. So even though it comes out, then when I want to shut the choke off, I just push it back down. So it's no problem, it's not like it leaves me stranded, but I do need to get that fixed. So the cool thing about these Toros and the Exmark Vantages like this is you just pull them two pins, slide these plastic bushings over, if it'll slide. Now I'm trying to do this one-handed, so it's going to be a pain, and this comes right off, comes down, and you can access everything. So now I can get to the back of this cable, which is right here for the choke, up into there, and I can figure out what the deal is and why that came apart, see if I can't fix it. So here's the deal. My original thought didn't work. There's a 9/16 nut on the back there, it holds the cable in place. I unscrewed it, pulled the cable back out. My original thought was to put a dab of super glue or something in there to hold the end of that right there. It looks like it's squared off, kind of like it would slide in a groove in there, but it really doesn't. So my thought was to put some super glue or something in there and set it back in there. But then I thought, well, if super glue gets on the sides here and on the sides of the tube that runs right in there, I'm going to be screwed, because then this thing isn't going to move at all, instead of just moving the cable. So for right now, I am just going to, I only have to choke it in the mornings when I start it. Other than that, I never have to choke it. It starts up all day just fine. So what I'm going to do is, I'll just do that for the first time I use it in the morning. Move the choke cable over there like I have been, and run it like that, and I will get another choke cable ordered for it today, and it should be good to go. So the good thing about this accelerator is accelerators come with a mount, but I don't need one, because on this mower it just, the tab goes in there and the bracket hangs right over top there, so it sets right on here without needing it, and it fits on no problem even with this quick shoe, which makes things a lot easier, a lot nicer. So this down here, as you can see, I have high lift blades on here. Like I said, ignore the hair. High lift blades. I've made videos on this before, and I've been getting questions lately, and I think it's because fall season's coming up, leaf season's coming up. So, and people have asked me, and I have said before, I made one video that's all on bagging grass or bagging leaves, something like that it's called, and I believe I put it together over the winter last year. But it's all about bagging, and I can't remember the exact name of that video, but It shows every bit of bagging I've done, from my Skag Freedom Z when I ran an accelerator, to the grass bags that I've made that hang off the accelerators or the grass catchers, to using the walkers, to using the Skag Tiger Cat 2 with the 3-bag bagging system. And I've showed every way that I know to bag leaves or bag grass, and also how I get it from the walker hopper up into a truck, because a lot of people have been asking me that lately too. So I have a full video on everything bagging. It shows you all the different ways that you might run into for bagging grass or leaves, and how you might have to do it. So you can go back and look for that video. But the one thing that I've said so many times in videos, and yet it still seems to come up a lot, I cannot stress it enough. Pretty much bagging anything, whether you're running a bagging system with a turbine on it, like the Tiger Cat 2 that I had, or like the V-Ride 2 that I have now with the new bagging system you guys haven't really seen yet. You're going to get plenty of that this coming fall. Bagging anything, you have to run a high lift blade. You cannot run any type of mulching blade or like gator blades and think you're going to bag grass. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it will to an extent, but you're doing twice the work. You're not getting near the volume or the push that you will with running high lift blades. High lift blades are designed, especially high lift short tails, they're designed to suck that grass, cut it, and blow out that deck with as much force as you possibly can for that deck. So you need to be running a high lift blade to blow that grass out through into that turbine or into that accelerator, the grass catcher, whatever you're running. You need the maximum force blowing out of that deck, or they clog up at the mouth. I've even seen them with like the Tiger Cat 2 and other mowers with turbined bagging systems. Some people call them turbines, some people call them a blower, whatever. I've even seen them clog the mouths of those up, even though that turbine is there pulling the vacuum and sucking through, because it doesn't have enough force pushing it through out of that deck into whatever bagging system you're running. Same thing with grass catchers and accelerators. A lot of people complain that they only fill up like halfway before they clog the mouth up, and you don't get the full volume of running the grass catcher anyway. I don't have that problem. I did back in the day before I knew all this, and I've tried to tell you guys that, but a lot of guys just still don't seem to get it. You have to, I can run my accelerator and bag leaves or bag wet grass and fill that thing up full every single time, because I run high lifts or high lift short tails, one or the other. And it just blows so much force in there, it blows it in and pushes it right to the back, and keeps filling it all up until it gets to that point. So you guys should have no problem bagging grass or leaves if you're running the right type of blades. And there's the two walkers sitting right there. For those of you that don't know, I don't know why any of you wouldn't, but that's my MT with a 48 collection, and the B19 with the 56 side discharge. Down there is another 56 side discharge that I run on this one sometimes. And that's the 2-bag bagging system for the V-Ride with the blower over there. These are my new lights. When we just put my new pool in, we ran electric back for my pump, which I just closed the pool today, me and Billy. we also teed off and ran electric into here. So now I have light switch outlets, another outlet up there, and I have 2 LED bar lights that plug in, same as the ones I have in my garage up front, that'll go across here and plug into there, and I'll just flick the switch, and now whenever I come in here I'll have power. It's gonna be pretty nice. So now I'll be all set up for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week, which I'll be mowing by myself, and then Thursday and Friday I'll have Billy, which I already explained in videos last week how that works now with him back at school. So it's not that bad. I'm actually enjoying mowing by myself. I miss him every day. Usually I have, well, last year was his first year working with me, and he worked half the season and got out of school about the end of June, and then went back the first week of September. So I got through the whole spring by myself, the heavy cutting, and then he was with me all summer. This year he was with me from the first day of spring right on through until about 2 weeks ago. So I never had that time in the beginning of the season where I was by myself and went to mowing with him and then back to by myself again. But so it's been different. It's been weird this year, but he at least he didn't go back full time, and he's only there a couple days. So I still have him at the end of the week telling me to get caught up if I get behind, which hasn't seemed to be a problem at all yet, but leaf season's coming. On that note, let me sit you guys down. I'm not going to hold you. On that note, a lot of people have asked me already again, am I doing leaves with Roscoe this year? Yes. Yes, Roscoe and I are doing leaves. I don't know what he plans on running. I'm guessing the Tiger Cat 2 with the clamshell. We do not have a blower this year. I gave that one back to Ferris last year at the end of the year, and Skag says I made them an offer that send me their windstorm, and I will make them a ton of videos. I made over 17 videos for Ferris last year, and they had over 50 confirmed sales on that unit based off of my videos, and they confirmed them all. So I made them a ton of money. They should have just gave me that blower, but I offered to do the same thing for Skag this year, to give me the windstorm, and I would make them a ton of videos. They say that they have already signed on with somebody for doing that. I really hope they get out of it what they think they are, because they said between the footage they already have of it out there, which isn't much at all, and what videos there are that pertain there, like 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes in length. I mean, it's not real scenario stuff like what I did with the Ferris blower every day, day in and day out, you know, almost daily videos. But so anyway, they have a deal with somebody, and in my experience, it seems that there's only a couple of channels out there that will really put out a ton of content on a piece of equipment that they're showing for somebody. Usually I see the company sign on with somebody and get 2, maybe 3 videos, and they're maybe 5-6 minutes in length. I don't know. I don't think it does it justice, or gives other guys out there an honest opinion and honest footage of, you know, what the machine can do and what they're going to be facing. But anyway, so I will be running the MT this year with the Versamo blades. The thing just does phenomenal, but the bagging system on the V-Ride 2, which will be going on as soon as we get into full-blown leaves, and the Walker MT, and then maybe the Toro a little bit with the accelerator on it. I pretty much have my pick of whatever I want to bag with this year. Just about everything I own is bagging except for the Walker B. And on that note, last year I started, Ryan and I, we usually kind of, you know, feel it out, play it by ear when we're going to start teaming up. Last year I believe we teamed up way too early. We spent the first 2 to 3 weeks just doing final cuts on all of our properties, and I really think that was a waste. I think I could have gotten more done faster by myself, and I believe he could have too, because we were doing like 3 or 4 of mine in a day, and then we do 3 or 4 of his, you know, with leaves. And then when we did final cuts, we were doing like maybe 8 or 9 of mine and, you know, 8 or 9 of his, whereas, you know, I could have done 15-20 of them in a day by myself of my own properties, and he could have done the same with his. So I think that instead of like the first week or second week of October like last year is when we started, I think it was like the first week of October we started teaming up together. I think it's going to be damn near the end of October before we do it this year. I'm going to keep going as long as I can, doing all my final cuts, and just mulching and bagging the ones that I have during that time. by myself because I can easily handle them by myself. Ryan's the one with the bigger properties. I can handle my entire leaf cleanup season by myself. It's not a problem at all. I can easily get all mine done. It takes a lot more work just doing it by myself, but I love work, so it doesn't bother me. But he has the bigger properties, and I know he needs the help. So I have no problem helping him do it. Plus, we have a lot of fun working together. So, like I said, I'm gonna drag it out this year, probably to damn near the end of October before we team up, because I just assume just keep going to mine and knocking them out. And by then, I'll probably get a good majority of mine cracked right out, and we can concentrate more on his at that point anyway. But all right, I've rambled on enough in this video. I wasn't gonna put one together today, but I did, and this is it.
Make sure you hit the subscribity bobbity button, leave a thumbs up, and comment if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. We'll see you in the next one.